I am concerned about the northern part of Somalia and ISIS growing in numbers.
How much have they grown in that area?
Oh, wow. They are, in the past year, it's probably grown probably twofold. I won't give numbers, but it's more than what it was last year.
So that's very concerning. Does the U.S. believe that the leader of ISIS Somalia, Abdul Qadir Mumin, is the global leader of ISIS right now?
We have to take it as credible. So we're just watching that closely as far as who is the overall leader, and if ISIS professes that, we got to take that seriously.
The Horn of Africa is in turmoil right now due to the differences between Somalia and Ethiopia. From a national security perspective, how does this affect the war against al-Shabaab?
There's limited operations with the Ethiopians at this time. Time will tell if they can settle their differences, and because when they do work together, they're very, very effective at clearing out al-Shabaab. The unknowns are who are going to be the trooper contributing country to the AWESOM construct, the transition from ATMOS to AWESOM, and that starts at the end of the year. In the ATMOS construct, one of the anchor and frontline countries was Ethiopia. So that's what has me concerned, because Ethiopia, especially in the southwest state, and their contributions to the liberation and stabilization has been valuable.
General Langley, do you think that U.S. forces may be needed during that transition from ATMOS to AWESOM, or even after that transition, to try to supplement the security as they're trying to bring forces out and pull forces in?
No, that's not my mission. That's not what we're there for. All of our initiatives and our approach on the African continent with our African partners will be Africa-led and U.S.-enabled. So our piece of enabling is not our boots on the ground. We're there to advise and assist and assist in the training, but the fight is theirs.
I want to follow up about something that senior defense officials told VOA in June. They had said that the Somali National Army's Central Somalia campaign had put al-Shabaab on the back foot. That was the term that they used for the past 2 years. But then al-Shabaab had in about 6 months reversed those gains this year. Is that what you see?
Well, they're still building the Somali National Army, so as they go on offensive operations, it is stress on the force. As they clear and liberate a region, you have to have a credible holding force there so stabilization activities and efforts can initiate and turn the populace and faith in the federal government of Somalia with the services they provide. So that's a very fragile period. And if they can't sustain that because they're moving to the next region or next district, it ebbs.
So that was what was happening.
Yes, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing ebbing and flowing.
They couldn't hold the territory that they had gained.
Right.
And that's where your training is coming in to try to get them ready and sped up to be able to hold that territory.
Exactly. It takes time. It's an investment to build an army.
So even with that assessment, with the struggles in the central Somalia region, even with ATMOS moving out and a new force yet to be determined moving in, you have still said that you are, quote, cautiously optimistic that Somali forces will be successful against al-Shabaab.
Well, we are at an inflection point. This is unknown territory, how they're going to navigate this transition. Yes, we need a credible holding force. However, when I say I'm cautiously optimistic, I'm looking at the whole of government effort. Every time I go there, stabilization activities are increasing. Activities that USAID has put forth in their efforts of working with civil society organizations to hit those benchmarks of stability.
For more insight into AFRICOM and the situation in East Africa, let's go live to VOA's Carla Babb, who is standing by at the Pentagon. Hello, Carla. Fascinating conversation there. Did he mention what threat he thought was most concerning in the Horn of Africa?
Well, good evening, Esther. Yes, he did. I asked him about the most concerning threat in all of Africa, and he said that that was in East Africa, particularly looking at the instability that could emanate from the Houthis, especially those waterways, those critical waterways in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, coupling that with the increased tensions, with the efforts that al-Shabaab is making in that region, and how the Somali government is trying to prevent these two from coalescing. He is watching that and saying that that could be very concerning. That could turn this area into a really bad neighborhood very quickly. And with the Houthis being emboldened after their attacks on different vessels, and with al-Shabaab being emboldened as they've been able to increase their recruiting efforts, thanks to the disagreements between Ethiopia and Somalia, Puntland and Somaliland. He looks at that and says that that is something that could go south very quickly, and he's very concerned about that.